Chris with Wired, hey Chris, giving credit where credit's due, published an interesting article talking about the dirty little secret of the generative AI race. Basically, we all know that Google and Microsoft announced a significant overhaul to their search engines in early February. But did you know that these search engines will require a dramatic rise in computing power, increasing the amount of energy used and carbon emitted? AI requires power, processing power, as well as storage and efficient search, which will increase the power and the cooling resources required by large processing centers. And training large language models takes a considerable amount of computational power, which is why only companies with sizable resources can really afford to do it. OpenAI's ChatGPT, which is going to power Microsoft's really souped-up Bing engine, consumed over 1,000 megawatt hours, which led to emissions of more than 550 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. That really got my attention. And Martin Bouchard, who's the co-founder of the Canadian data center company QScale, believes that adding generative AI to the search process is going to require at least 4 to 5 times more computing per search, at a minimum. What's interesting is that data centers before this already accounted for 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions. And even though the companies running search have already promised to reduce their net contribution to global warming, that's a lot of global gas emissions. So Google's spokesperson, Jane Park, told Chris at Wired that if they were to combine efficient models like processors and data centers with clean energy sources, that there is the possibility that organizations could reduce the carbon footprint of a machine learning system by like 1,000 times. But the question is whether all of this is worth all of the additional computing power and hassle and carbon emissions and everything for minor gains in search accuracy. So what do you think? Let Chris and I know in the comments.